How's it going, everyone? Welcome to DoublePebble. After about a week, my voice has finally recovered sufficiently for me to do a video. So as you guys can probably hear, I'm still not fully recovered yet, so I need to speak a little bit softer. Today we are going to be looking at a very highly requested video that many of you have been asking me to do, and that is how to have your own world best team for 6 billion EP, which I mentioned in my world best team color video. Okay, now I'm gonna do this today, but there is no guarantee that you can form this team at 6 billion because of the price fluctuation. When I formed it for my friend, we did it for slightly more than 6 billion, and that was during a period whereby the price was slightly high but not as high as today. So if you want, you can time the market. If not, you can just buy if you have more than 6 billion. Okay, so the trick to doing this 6 billion world best team is to have one star player that will change your team from a normal to a very good team, and also to buy players that you cannot leave without first. Okay, so we start off with the goalkeeper. Now for goalkeeper world best, there's only 3 of them, and I have to go for Manuel Neuer because he's the most perfect of the 3 with the long throw. So we will use Manuel Neuer, and his price average is about 437. I'm gonna use the average price to be more fair. Okay, 437 million. Next, we'll look at our right back option. Now the best is obviously Maicon, but because you're working on a budget, you cannot use Maicon, so you either use Dani Alves or Philip Lam. So I'm gonna leave this to the back here because I'm not sure who I can afford at the end. I'm gonna leave it to the end, and I will see how much money we have at the back. Now we go with left back. Left back, to be honest, Marcelo, Evra, not much difference. I've got both of them, and Evra does a good job for me, so I'm gonna just say we'll go for Evra, who is much cheaper as compared to Marcelo, so 342. Now center back, we don't have many center back options, especially cheap options. So the first one that I'm gonna go for is definitely Gerard Piqué. Piqué is a must have in your team, plus 1,597. Okay, now the other center back option, we're gonna use Thiago Silva. Okay, not the best, but we have to make do. So Thiago Silva for me, and he is priced at 498. So now we are left with the right back that's not settled, but we'll come back at the end. Now for CDM, we have to go for this guy, David Luiz. Of course, the best world best CDM is Paul Pogba, but you can never afford Paul Pogba. He is not going to be that star player in the team. Okay, so we'll use David Luiz in CDM, who can do a good job because he is aggressive, relatively fast, tall as well. Okay, so David Luiz, and he's a good cheap option, 312. Now for the 2 midfielders, of course we cannot afford the expensive options. No Steven Gerrard, and we have to go for the first one, of course, Xabi Alonso. You have to use Xabi Alonso in your team. Okay, and he's very cheap as well, 357. You have to get it fast because if I'm not wrong, he's limited, so his price should start to rise as you can see from the graph. So we'll stick with Xabi Alonso, 357. Now for the other midfielder, my right center mid, I will go for Luka Modric now. Okay, this is a little bit of a compromise because he's short, but he's skinny and he's relatively good defensively, quite fast as well, good balance, good agility, good dribbling, good ball control. So Luka Modric, he actually does a fine job, to be honest, not that bad. He's much better than Toni Kroos in terms of aggressiveness. So 438. Now we're down to the last 4 position. For the forwards, in terms of winger, we can only use one and one only, Arjen Robben. So Arjen Robben is a must-have for world best team. He's got everything that you want for a winger, and he's not very expensive as well. 442 is his price. Now for centre forward, of course, no Cristiano Ronaldo, way out of budget. No Lionel Messi, no Fernando Torres. We are going to go for the cheap Ronaldo, which is the poor man's Ronaldo, Samuel Eto'o. Now Samuel Eto'o is pretty good because he's quite tall, 180, very fast of course, and he's got aerial threat as well. His heading is actually quite decent, 82. Aerial threat, as you can see, he's got the aerial control, and not very expensive as well, 410, and he's been pretty solid whenever I use him. Now the striker is where you dump your money. This is the most important position for a team because he will be in charge of scoring you goals. Especially for me, I need an important striker. So it depends on your style of play. If you are a crosser like me, I will go for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If you are a lobber and you like to hide through a lot, then I'll probably go for Fernando Torres. Okay, so Ibrahimovic for me, the most expensive purchase for a team, for my team at least, 2.2 billion. Okay, basically we are dumping 30% of our budget onto this one player because he's insane. Now we are done and we are going back to our right back position, and because of our budget, okay, we are slightly over 6 billion right now. We cannot afford expensive option, so I will say we'll look at the price and decide who to buy. Okay, so average for Dani Alves is 616 and average of Philipp Lahm is 513. So we have to go for Philipp Lahm because he's the cheapest world best right back. Not the best choice, to be honest. He's short, he's physically weak, he's not the fastest, but we'll have to make do. So when you have more EPs or if you have slightly more, you can go for Dani Alves. If not, Philipp Lahm. Okay, alright, and that is the best 11. If you have done the calculation together with me, you will find that the total cost of this 11 player is 6.59 billion. 6.59 billion. That is based on average price. Unfortunately, the market is currently on the upswing, so if you are buying based on current price, I've calculated it's 8.5 billion. So I would suggest if you are forming a world best team, you want to wait for the market to go back down first before buying, or try and buy players whereby their price are as close to the average as possible. You can form a world best team for 6.59 billion with a superstar striker in Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Okay, so as long as you can get the ball to Robben and put a cross in, at least you have a superstar in Zlatan who is going to put the ball into the back of the net. Okay, and with that, I'd like to end this video. I hope you guys find this helpful. For those who are looking to form your world best team, you need, just to be safe, 7 billion, I would say. Okay, just to be safe, 7 billion and you have a decent world best team. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like my FIFA Online 3 content. Do subscribe if you have not done so. We are so close to 6,000 subscribers. I've got more prizes waiting to give out once we reach 6,000 subscribers. Check out our Facebook fan page as well. The link is in the description box, and I will see you next time.